Let us move along now to our next guest. He was the man of the show, the man of the hour. He stole all the headlines going into Saturday, stole all of them going out. He's the number one contender once again at 170 pounds. He is arguably the most hated man in mixed martial arts. There he is, the one and only Colby Chaos Covington. Colby, how are you?
Ariel, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me back on the show. It's always a pleasure to talk to the journalist of the year, the journalist, the greatest journalist of all time. You're a real mensch, Ariel. I love how you always call it right down the middle like it is.
Well, thank you, Colby. I appreciate it. Where are you right now? You're not, in your usual spot at ATT.
Yeah, I'm still in this dump in Newark, New Jersey. We had to have some fun in Manhattan and with these Northeast tags, and it's back to South Florida on my private jet tonight.
Okay. All right. So a little victory tour. A lot was said going into the fight, 14 months away, took the fight on short notice. Now that you've had some time to digest the performance, I read some of your, notable stats. You made history. Those are some, record-breaking stats that you had on Saturday. Overall, are you happy with your performance Saturday afternoon against Lawler?
Yeah, I'm very happy, for given what I had to deal with this camp, not being able to have a camp, I had the eyelid cut open with the headbutt the first day of camp, and then having to work around that, and really all I could do all camp was just run. So having to deal with that type of stuff is a big hurdle to get over and a big obstacle. And I didn't even know if I was going to fight. I went to a plastic surgeon. He was like, if you fight, you're risking you losing your eyelid if you get punched in that spot the right way. So I didn't care. No camp, no eyelid. It didn't matter. I was coming out. I promised the UFC. I promised the ESPN I was going to put out a show. But more importantly, I promised the First family I was going to be there and I was going to do what we do best, and that's win. So I wasn't going to let the First family down. I was going to do whatever it took to get the job done in front of the First family on Saturday night.
Yeah, you shared those photos with me from the moment that you injured your eye, you had the cut. Could you tell us exactly what happened and how close were you to actually having to pull out?
Yeah, when I was training a little boxing spar, we were just doing some body sparring that day, and I didn't wear headgear. It was stupid. And the guy leaped in and he headbutted me, and it was nasty, man. I honestly wanted to pull out. I was getting negative thoughts, and I was like, yeah, man, I got to pull out. And then the worst part is like, it was 3 weeks before the fight, so we could still had a manageable time to get it healthy, but we do stitches and they messed up the stitch job. They did them really loose. They didn't do them tight. They didn't do them from the muscle to the skin. So they were really loose and there was still a big gash in it. But, it didn't matter, man. Nothing was going to stop me from getting my hand raised and going out there. It didn't matter if I was fighting King Kong that night. I was going to put on a show for the president and the First family sitting front row.
You chose to put a little makeup there on the cut to try to bypass the commission. Were you worried that they would come in, see it, and pull you from the fight? How nervous were you?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous, but I got to give a big thanks to Susie over at the UFC makeup team. She does a great job of really hiding things and making sure that, we wouldn't have had any problems getting through the commission. So I'm real thankful for that.
Well done. And what about the entrance song? When did you come up with the idea of asking Kurt Angle for the song? How did you go about doing that? And were you happy with the end result, with the way the fans reacted to it?
Absolutely, man. That was the greatest walkout in the history of this sport, second to none. I mean, make no doubts about it. The energy, the electricity going through the arena when I walked through that song was just amazing. And I got to give a big shout out to Kurt Angle, for giving me the blessing to be able to use that song is so generous of him, and I'm very thankful to him, and also Bobby Lashley for asking Kurt Angle if I could have the blessing to use his song. So big thank you to those guys, and Vince McMahon, I'm gonna see you soon, man. I'm getting that WWE belt, and I'm gonna have this UFC belt. I'm gonna be a 2-sport world champion.
That's the goal. That's what you really want. You want to at some point make the crossover.
Oh, it's true, Ariel. It's damn true.
Have you expressed this to the UFC? Will they let you do it? Maybe like Ken Shamrock back in the day?
We haven't had that sit down talk yet, but I think they're going to realize that it's going to be good for business to be able to cross over, go back and forth. I mean, Brock Lesnar did it, so why can't I do it?
Right. So are you going to keep that song? Like, is that your new song, or was it just for Saturday's fight?
Now that's going to be my new song. Everybody knows I'm, the most hated man in all of sports, and it's just so fitting for me, just hearing the crowd yell, "You suck, you suck." It's just there's nothing more American than that, and what I represent. Being a Trump supporter, and just everybody hates us. Everybody hates a winner, so I'm gonna give them what they want.
Did you get tired as the fight went on? I noticed in the latter portion of the fight, you weren't shooting as much, or did you just feel like you were having a lot of success on your feet and you didn't have to use your wrestling as much?
No, I didn't get tired at all, Eric. We don't get tired. I told you I got great cardio from the bedroom, and I'm constantly just leveling up that level of cardio. So I could have went 5 more rounds if need be, but I wanted to really set an example to all the people out there that think I'm just a wrestler. They don't realize that I'm working Muay Thai, I'm working boxing at the greatest gym in the world, American Top Team. So I'm continuously getting better every single day, like I tell you guys. And ring rust is not a factor for me. I continue to up the bar and get better every single day I step in that gym. So you haven't seen the best of Colby Chaos Covington. That was Colby 1.5. Wait till you see Colby 2.0. No one has a chance. And Marty Fake Newsman, he's gonna find out the hard way.
Is the issue between you and Robbie over now?
Yeah, the issue, there was never an issue. The thing with him is I told everybody I could build a fight with a mop. And that's exactly what I did on Saturday night. He's a mute and he doesn't like to sell the fight. So, I never had an issue with Robbie, besides the fact that obviously he left our gym and turned his back on us. But he's a great guy. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Everybody knows his list of accolades. He's one of the greatest guys of all time. He's really honestly the scariest guy in the division. Nobody wants to fight that. He scared Tyron Woodley into hiding with a sore thumb. Scared Ben Askren. He didn't want to come back and fight him. He's a terrifying guy, first ballot Hall of Famer. So I have no problems with him, but he ran into the greatest welterweight of all time on Saturday night.
Now, what about the comment in the post-fight interview about Matt Hughes? Wasn't that a little much? Like, did that need to be said?
Ariel, there's nothing in my contract that says I have to be nice. This isn't the Ultimate Feelings Championship. This is the Ultimate Fighting Championship. We get locked in a cage to fight each other in our underwear. And all these media people want us to kill each other and send each other to the hospital. But then when we say a couple mean words, you guys lose your shit. Like, come on, guys. Like, this isn't the Ultimate Feelings Championship. It's just words.
Did you see what Matt wrote? We're showing the Instagram post right now. Did you see what he wrote afterwards?
I didn't see what he wrote, but I did hear that he got what I was doing. And, it's funny that no one got what I was doing. Everybody wanted to say how bad of a person I was. And, oh, it's the worst moment in the history of the sport, blah, blah, blah. But he actually texted Dan Lambert, my agent, and was like, oh, that's funny. I got what he was doing. So if everybody got it, everybody didn't get it except the guy that it was directed toward, Matt Hughes, then I really don't think it's a big problem.
All right. Afterwards, we saw on camera, you got a call from the president himself. What did he say to you?
Oh, man, that was such a special moment. Backstage with the Trump family, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle, and the Trump kids. They have some well-mannered kids, some really great kids. People don't realize how good the Trumps are as family men, such humble people. Everybody in the building was talking about how great of people they are and just down-to-earth people. And then to go backstage with them and get the first call to the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Oh my gosh, it was such an amazing moment. He was telling me I'm a real American champion. He was talking about how he wants to shake my hand again in the White House. And he was like, just don't beat me up. And I was like, Mr. President, last time I was in the Oval Office, I felt and shook your hands and I felt those bricks. I would not want to get punched by those. I couldn't imagine. I don't know why the creepy Joe Biden was trying to start stuff with you. It's a good thing you're a forgiving man, because you would have left creepy Joe Biden in a pool of his own blood.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, quite the scene. I don't know how many presidents of the USA have called UFC fighters after a fight. So a feather in your cap, no doubt. And then you go from that to the post-fight show, and there's Kamaru Usman just standing there working as an analyst, and you've got a ton of security surrounding you guys. What was that like? Did you think at any point that it would? I saw him taking off the jacket and all that. Did you think it would ever, reach the point where it got physical, like where all the security guards needed?
Yeah, I thought it was. I was ready to go. The security wasn't even holding him back. They were really just holding me back because they know what I could do to him. They don't want me to put him into hiding for another 10 months. But what's funny about that? They were holding him back lightly. He's probably going to be out for another 10 months there. We probably won't see him in the octagon anytime soon.
Hopefully, though, we will see that fight sooner rather than later. Do you feel like it's fait accompli that it will happen November 2nd at Madison Square Garden? That seems to be the perfect date for it. What do you think?
I think that his hairline is fading faster than he's about to lose that number one contender Power Ranger belt. So, I don't know if it's him. He might get the title shot next. I might have to give the title shot to my best friend, but who knows? He's over in his safe space with his little manager Ali Abdullah Sleeves, and we know they're going to do everything they can to try and duck me. So I hope he's next. It better be next. But if he's not next, I move on. Business moves on. I'm the best welterweight in the world, and I keep proving that every single night. Look what I did on Saturday night, Ariel. That's just a warm up. How many records did I break? How much history did I make? First family front row, talking to the president of the United States right after the fight, getting a tweet from the president of the United States before the fight, the entrance, the walkout, the arena. I mean, the strikes landed. I mean, the strikes thrown. I mean, I just keep breaking the history books. You guys are never ever going to be able to forget this beautiful face. This is the reflection of perfection, ladies and gentlemen.
You say that you like to be booed and you like for them to say you suck, but does it bother you that you don't get credit? Like, no one's really talking about these things. Does this bother you? Do you feel like you aren't getting the credit and respect that you deserve?
Nah, I never cared about that. I just keep snatching souls and cashing checks, and I don't care what people think of me. I don't care about everybody's opinions. We know, Ariel, that everybody's entitled to their own opinion in this world. It's a free world to say and think what you want. So it is what it is. I really just feel bad for Robbie Lawler. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and everybody built him up like he was a hero before the fight, and he's this monster, and he's gonna knock me out first round and this and that. But after the fight, these fickle fans, these fickle media, these two-faced media just completely turn their back on him, act like he threw the fight, act like he's a piece of crap, he's worthless, this and that. It's the same fate RDA had to go through. It's the same fate Damian Maia had to go through. And it's just sad, man. Why can't people just be real, Ariel?
Everyone was so up in arms afterwards. You see tweets from John Jones and you see tweets from Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley's weighing in. And everyone is so upset that you won. I have a vision of you going back and just scrolling through your social media and laughing at all of this. Do you enjoy seeing those tweets out of them? Like, there's a part of me that doesn't understand why they would even give you that satisfaction if they dislike you so much. I can't help but feel like you enjoyed seeing those tweets from them.
To be honest, the overwhelmingly show of support on Saturday night was so much that I haven't been able to get to social media. But, I did hear about the Tyron Woodley thing. He's out there clout chasing every chance he gets. We know he's irrelevant. And he's not even top 20 fighter anymore. And John Jones, who is he to speak, Ariel? Robbie Lawler is a family man. He's a great person. He's not wrecking Bentleys with hookers in the back of his Bentley. He's not wrecking into pregnant ladies and fleeing the scene. Robbie Lawler is a great man, Ariel. So, these people shouldn't be talking. They should be respecting the art of work and what was displayed on Saturday night. And that was two great fighters, and there can only be one. And that's why I'm the best in the world.
Can you say 100% though that the next fight will be for the belt? Like, I know you have the belt there, but I'm not sure if you're getting paid as a champion. Things change when you get the official title. This has been quite the journey to just get this title fight. From the point in Chicago when you beat RDA, you thought that you'd be next. Like, do you feel with 100% certainty that they won't go to Masvidal or anyone else, that's going to be you versus Usman next?
Ariel, this is the most prestigious title in all of sports. This is America's championship. This is people's championship. I'm Donald Trump's favorite fighter. That was a title fight over the weekend, the highest level fight there is. I got paid like a champion over the weekend. I got paid more money than Marty Fake Newsman's ever made in his whole entire career. So, I'm only getting title fight pay. That's all I get. I'm the great American winning machine for a reason. So, if Marty Fake Newsman ducks me, then everybody knows him for the coward that he is. And he's just fake news. He's the CNN of the UFC.
Do you like the idea of this fight happening at MSG?
Yeah, I love the idea. I think it's right down the street for the Trumps, and it makes it easy for them to get in and out. And I think the president might just come out, not just the first family, but the president will be there. The first family that, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are saying they're going to be at the next one and the next one. They're going to be supporting me the whole way through the rest of my career. So I'm thankful for them and what they're doing. But, if it's Vegas at the end of the year in December, that's a good idea and time frame for me as well. So I'll decide when Marty Fake Newsman gets a title shot. He's going to have to sit there and keep faking his injuries. He's probably hurt from the security guard pulling him off him. And and we'll decide when I'm going to go out there and leave him in a pool of his own blood and end his hype, because that's all it is. He's all hype. Come on, he came up behind me, followed in my footsteps. He sweats everything I do. Literally, I mean, everybody I beat, he had to follow in my footsteps, beat the same guys. He had to act like he's so tough. We could fight 20 miles apart. We could fight this. He'll fight me in a Palms buffet line, but he won't fight me in an octagon. He's refusing to fight me the last couple months. He won't even say my name. He's so scared of me. So I'll decide when he wants to fight for the #1 belt in the world.
Will you need to get surgery on that cut? Will you need to get it restitched? What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly, I really do think I need to get it restitched, and they're gonna have to do a pretty serious surgery where they have to cut back open the eyelid, and then they're gonna have to stitch the muscle to the skin, and I could be out for a couple weeks, maybe a month or two. So that's why December in Vegas might work out better. So
Oh, wow.
we'll see when I get back. Yeah, we'll see when we get back to Florida next week. I talked to Dan Lambert. I go to the doctors and see. I don't want this nasty gash that I have right now that covers my whole eyelid. I don't want to have to fight with that like that the rest of my career, because it's going to get opened easy, and I don't want to risk taking a loss in a fight because of a doctor stoppage. That would be the worst way to lose. So I want to make sure my body's healthy, my face is completely healed, and we get this stitched properly, and then we'll be ready to go.
Would it be rude if I asked how it looks right now?
No, I wouldn't be rude. It's that's the only thing on my face right now. It's a
Okay.
pretty nasty cut. Yeah.
Wow.
So
And
it doesn't.
it never opened up though in the fight.
No, I never opened up. I had flawless defense. I got cat-like reflexes, so I kept that left hand high, and I just made sure that he didn't hit that left side of my face the whole entire fight. And I really was putting my right side of the face more towards him, and it kind of affected my game plan. I wasn't able to really open up how it normally would open up, because I was just so focused, and everything and all the attention in my mind was just keeping my left hand up and really making sure I blocked that from not getting hit. Because if it got hit once or twice, it was going to open up. And like the plastic surgeon said, I could have risked losing my eyelid. I could have risked it tearing down my whole entire side of my face. So,
Whoa.
that wasn't even the best of me, Ariel. I'm saving the best for the next one. The next one's going to be the best one.
And I have heard from Usman, and he has said this a couple of times, and others have as well, that the reason you came back and took this fight was because you were quote unquote broke, that you needed the money. What is your response to this claim?
My response is that's fake news. He's the CNN of the UFC for a reason. I'm not broke, man. I got the richest backer in the whole entire world, Dan Lambert, American Top Team. It doesn't matter if I ever fought ever again. I would have the support of Dan Lambert, and he'd make sure I'm not broke. He'd give me a job. He'd give me something to do. But I've made some good investments in my career. I'm not like these fighters who go spend all my money on rich cars and this and that to live one good night and look like I'm rich for one night. I'll be rich for the rest of my life, Ariel. I got money. I'm set up for the rest of my life. So, he's just doing what he does best, report fake news.
How do you feel, Colby, when people say that you're like I've said this, you're the biggest heel in MMA history? Is that an insult to you? Because it's sort of like saying you're playing a character. Do you like that, or do you feel like that's not the right way to describe you?
No, I love it, Ariel. It's just another history, and me for being the record books even more. So I appreciate the generosity that you think that I'm the biggest heel of all time. That means I'm doing something right. That means I'm giving this emotional, I'm giving an emotional ride to all these people. These people pay their hard-earned money to come to these fights. So I want them to be emotionally invested. I don't want them to be in the middle. I want them to hate me. I want them to love me, but they will not be turning the channel to Real Housewives of OC. When I get on the marquee, they will be tuning in intently and watching me. And just like Kurt Angle says, intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
Last thing, anything you want to say to Kamaru Usman that you didn't have an opportunity to say on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, Marty fake newsman. No more running, no more hiding, no more fake narratives, no more fake injuries. It's me and you now. You got nowhere to go. If you cower out now, the whole world will know you're a coward. So, hold that belt, keep it shiny for me, but get that receding hairline check, man. That's terrible, man. You look disgusting. There's definitely a reason why you're the ugliest and most just fake news dude in the sport. And I'm going to end you soon. So get ready, buddy.
Colby, thank you. Congratulations and safe travels home. Appreciate you coming on this afternoon.
Thanks a lot, Ariel. I appreciate you and never being biased and being a real journalist. I mean, you're a real journalist. All these other fake journalists that don't even have journalism degrees, they're a joke. So it was a pleasure to talk to the greatest journalist of all time today. Thank you, Ariel.
Thank you, Colby. I appreciate that. Thank you. All the best to you. Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani. I just came here to thank you for watching our ESPN YouTube channel. It's the best. You know what else is the best? The ESPN app. You can get highlights, analysis, all that stuff and more. And if you want premium content and live streaming sports, there's only one place for all of that. It's ESPN Plus.